between the two countries. Tehran says it has the right to retaliate after the American military carried out what it called self-defense strikes on southern Iran. So with all this going on, let's try and make sense of it with Dr. Shahram Akbarzadeh, Professor of Middle East and Central Asian Politics at Deakin University in Geelong. Professor, how significant is the timing of these strikes in Lebanon as negotiations between the US and Iran continue?
Thanks for having me. I think that's a very good question, because every time the US comes close to having an agreement with Iran to end the war, Israel launches further attacks. And I think the Israeli agenda is that Israel doesn't want to see the war end. Israel wants to see the Iranian regime fall. Israel fully knows, fully aware that Iran is not going to abide by ceasefire agreements if Israel is continuing to fight Hezbollah in Lebanon. So this is a way of Israeli torpedoing any prospects of peace talks. And of course, I think Israel has other plans in the region. We have heard of the Great Israel Plan. Netanyahu has talked about that, has shown off a map of a greater Israel. Israel has been very open about building a security corridor around the territory. Southern Lebanon is seen as a security corridor for Israel. So it is a way for Israel to really expand its territory and expand its control over a much greater piece of land outside Israeli borders.
Dr. Shahram, Israel says that it's defending its borders from drones, Hezbollah attacks, and of course there's a domestic situation in Israel where they're coming up to elections as well. So do you think that's part of Israel's game plan as well?
I think Netanyahu is very keen for war and conflict to continue, because beating the drum of war, in his view, helps his popularity and helps his government come back to office. I think that's really important for his political future, the way he sees it, to continue the conflict.
Dr. Shahram, I understand that analysis of Israel, but negotiations are dragging on. Do you perhaps recognize Iran's hand in the attacks from Hezbollah on Israel? And what are both sides doing? Where are we with these negotiations? How long are they going to take?
Well, Iran, we know, has established Hezbollah in the first place as a resistance force against Israeli occupation in 1980s. So it goes way back to 1980s. And of course, when October 7, 2023 happened and Israel conducted its operation in Gaza against Hamas, Hezbollah was quick to come to the aid of Hamas and target Israel. So there has been a history of conflict between the two. What's going on in the Persian Gulf right now is a different issue altogether. What's going on in the Persian Gulf is negotiation between the United States that was unwittingly dragged into this regional conflict. The U.S. followed Netanyahu's promise of a quick victory and started the war against Iran. And now President Trump realizes that that was a big mistake, and he's trying to find a way to extract the U.S. from the war while claiming victory. And that's the challenge, because both Iran and the U.S. continue to claim victory and don't want to lose face. That's the stumbling block.
Yeah, many stumbling blocks. Dr. Shahram Akbarzadeh, thank you for talking us through what is a very confused situation in the Middle East right now.